Hi, everyone. In today's episode, we will address the topic, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Welcome to Dare to be Conscious, the podcast that gets you to change anything with ease. I'm Ruby Pichel, and I'm your host. The way that I've been approaching every choice in my life is with the statement, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Everybody is able to recognize a fuck yes. It's when it's not a fuck yes, people start weighing their options. Shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Should I go? Should I stay? Pros and cons. Let's make this really simple. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. We all have hopes and dreams. We all think about the life we want to live. And to get where we want to be, we have some choices to make. And how do you know if you are making the quote unquote right choice that will lead you to the life you want to lead? Well, that's where this statement comes in. What you are about to hear is an episode from a series that I did called I Am Presence. So enjoy, and I'd love to hear what you think.
Very, very, very good morning to you all. How are you all doing today? Day 16 of the I Am Presence Challenge. Guys, I gotta tell you, God put something in my hands. God put something in my hands, and I could feel it. I was telling a friend, I said, I don't know what's going on with me, but I perceive things, and I said, it's like I want something different. I mean, so many things are going on, and I want something different. He's like, how can you? I wonder what it's like for you wanting a change while everything is so dynamic. And I said, well, it was more the case of that I perceived something was going to change, something different was going to come, but I couldn't see what it is yet. So I'm excited for the change, and I know that I need to be patient, but I'm impatient. And that's what causing this uncomfort. Because asking somebody who's very excited and very impatient to wait, that's challenging. But I will. I will, right? I'm surrendering. And so it showed up. Something was shown to me, like physically shown to me on paper, information. And it was like, I got the key. God gave me something in my hands that he wants me to use, and that he only intended for me to see. And before all of this occurred, he allowed me to be in the circumstances where I could use it, to know the people that I could reach out to present it to. And as I'm saying this is so freaking amazing. He's been placing me in circumstances with people. And now that I'm there, he's giving something to me. He's putting something in my hand, valuable information that I can now use. And there are places and people that I have access to use this and to allow things to flow. And flow, that was actually what I wanted to talk about today. So before we start talking about flow, let's destroy and uncreate everything we were until yesterday, right, wrong, the back, the clock, and actually supposed to and beyonds. What will it take for you to be created today than you yesterday, and everything it doesn't allow that? Let's destroy and create it. Right, wrong, the back, the clock, and actually supposed to beyonds. What if there's no yesterday? The past is in the past. The future hasn't arrived yet. We only have the now moment. What can you be? Who are you being? And what can you choose today that you've never been willing to choose before? Everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, fucking choose both words and yes. So flow, allow things to flow. To be in a flow state. What does that really mean? Right? To be in a flow state. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that sound like? What does that smell like? To be in a flow state. And not in a flow state of suffering, in a flow state of abundance, in a flow state of love, in a flow state of authenticity, in a flow state of hedonistic experiences, orgasmic experiences of your body. How does it get any better than that? And then ask the Lord to fill you up until you overflow. When you are willing to be who you truly be, and when you are willing to be placed in situations and experiences where the Lord wants you to be, not what you think is possible, but where the Lord wants you to be, He will allow things to flow. Here is where you show up for that automatic sliding door. I told you about that, right? Get out of that revolving door. Get out of the loop. Find timing to get out on the right side of the door. And that's where you end up, getting in front of that automatic sliding door. Where all you have to do is show up. Show up. Will be presented to you. The door will open automatically. You will flow. Every piece will be presented to you. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to make it hard. Gosh, sound interesting that it annoys me. Really funny that it annoys me. In my mind, I'm like, leave. I need space. I need you to be quiet. So everything that is not quiet in your world, will you allow it to lower the volume? Will you allow yourself peace and quiet and space, tranquility, the comfort of silence? That when you are in the comfort of silence, you'll hear the voice of God leading you, directing you, encouraging you, supporting you. And He will show you exactly what He expects of you. And that is to be in flow state. That is to relax. That is to be present. That is to receive. That is to laugh. That is to be in joy. That is to be peaceful. That is to be happy. And truth, are you willing to allow yourself to be in flow state? And here's where we have to get real again, right? Here's where we have to get to that place of brutal honesty. Are you willing to be in flow state? Yes or no? Look at the energy. Because if you're not willing, you will not be in flow state. Are you willing to be in flow state? Heavy, light, heavy, light. Is it a fuck yes? Is it a fuck no? And here we go. And I know God wants me to say yes, God. But it's just so easy to explain whether something is a fuck yes. Because a fuck yes is absolute yes. Sparkles everywhere. No doubt. Let's go. I love this. I'm excited. Fuck yes. Everything that is not that is a fuck no. And why? The world teaches us that anything less than the excitement that I just mentioned can be good enough too. or can be smart, or can be safe, or can be secure. Right? That's what they teach us. But those are not the stepping stones to your highest good. The stepping stones to your highest good are the fuck yeses. Because when you just go for the fuck yeses, it's where you reach that what God has intended for you. Because you need to match that with the energy that is of your highest good, which is excitement and sparkle and amazing and wonderful and miraculous. So when you're choosing anything that is not that, and that is not matching that energy, how will you get there? Because it's not a matter of reaching to that point. It's a matter of being that in the now moment. Because remember, there's no past and there is no future. So there's no thing of this is what I used to be and this is what I want to grow into. It's, are you being that? Because it cannot come to you. Remember, I think it was the first episode. It cannot pass by. It cannot be in your flow if that is not what you're being. So what can you choose today? That is the fuck yes. The yes God. What can you choose today? And will you allow yourself, will you give yourself the freedom of when it's not a fuck yes, to say no, thank you. No, thank you. Today, and just today, I am choosing only the fuck yeses. Tomorrow, I might go for something else, but just today, just for today, I'm choosing the fuck yeses. And there is only today, right? So if every day you would say to yourself, or you would say to the universe, or you would say to the Lord, what if just for today, I would only choose the fuck yeses? Anything less than a fuck yes is a fuck no. No explanation. No reason and justification. Just because it's not a fuck yes. And you don't have to explain it. You don't have to explain it to yourself. You don't have to explain it to anybody. If you don't get the fuck yes, don't choose it. And I know some people have trouble doing that. If somebody presents them something, or they're asking a question, if you want to do something or go somewhere, and people like to know why. Come up with something that you can just present. Like, thank you for the offer. I'm choosing something else. Thank you for the offer, but it won't work for me today. Thank you for suggesting it. I'm going with something else. Don't explain. Don't justify why you are making a choice or why you are making a choice not to do it. Be consistent with that for yourself. Every time when you think you have to come up with a reason or justification, stop. Who are you doing this for? Are you doing this for them? Are you doing this for you? Who are you being when you're doing that? Because this is just what society expects, right? Well, we need a reason or justification. Why else would somebody do it or not do it? What if we don't need to have a reason? What if choice is just choice? What if choice is just the willingness to be an energy? What if choice is just the willingness to allow the energy that God has intended for you to show up? What if that's a choice? And then there are all these thousands of other things that people can present to you that the devil has in store for you, that the devil is seducing you with. And you're just going to say, no, thank you. No thanks. Why are you not choosing it? Because I'm not choosing it. Because I'm choosing for my highest good. Because I'm not choosing the handouts of the devil. And some people you cannot say that to, right? You cannot say, oh, that's a handout of the devil, because they're going to like blame and shame you and you're going to go through all of that. You don't want to do that. So thank you, but no thank you. I'm choosing something else today. I'm choosing something that works for me. And then you go and take a bath or whatever. They don't have to know, right? Or then you go and take a nap. Because if that is something that is a fuck yes at that moment. And that's going to work for you because that's going to create greater. You don't have to give a reason or explanation or justification why you are taking a bath instead of going somewhere or doing something. If you would be in a flow state, what would that look like? And allow yourself to be like a cup or a glass. And imagine water that is poured into you, filling up your entire space, and then overflowing. Like you are in a pool, and this pool is an infinity pool. So you're overflowing, and the pool is overflowing, and then it's overflowing into the ocean, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going. Ask the Lord to put you in a flow state. Demand of yourself to be in a flow state just for today. And just for today, go for the fuck yeses. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Next. Is it a fuck yes? Okay, go for it. Is it a fuck no? No, thank you very much. I'm choosing something else. Next. Now what can show up? Now what else is possible? Now what gift can you be? Now what can you receive? Go kill today, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode, and just remember, it's about your willingness to live the energy you want your life to be. And when you are willing to live that energy, you have to choose that energy constantly. It's the only way it can show up for you. You attract what you choose to be, so choose wisely. Now, if you like this podcast, please do me a favor and give it a 5-star review or share it with whoever might like it. I would be so grateful if this would reach whoever it needs to reach. So subscribe to the podcast if you want a notification if there's a new episode, and connect with me on social media. Send me a message if you have any questions, and the links are in the show notes. Thank you for what you are choosing in the world. You matter, and I love you.